Hello, ineffable being. How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful, magical day. I want to tell you that you are a genius, you are special, you mean the world, and you are loved. Ineffable family, today we're continuing the series on results of living through the heart. Today we're going to get into the fourth episode of the series, and we're going to share about intelligence. I'm going to share with you how opening myself up to this dimension has bettered and enhanced my intelligence. And I want to invite you to go back 3 days ago to the very first video that was on health and then finance, and yesterday's video was an amazing one, very powerful, on living my dream. So today we're going to get into intelligence. If you like this content and you want to keep receiving more, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. Now, for those of you that don't know what it means to live through the heart, let me define it for you in my words, in my own experience. Living through the heart means creating internal conscious energy. Creating internal conscious activity. Also, living through the heart for me means changing my biochemistry. And it is the solution to the traumas, the problems, stress, anxieties of our life. Quickly, why am I so passionate about this? And why is this my purpose? Well, it is my purpose because living through the heart has taught me how to deal with past experiences of trauma, sadness, fear, and not have the worries, anxieties, or fear about the futures. Now, I was raised and I lived, a very traumatic childhood, a lot of, no parents, child abuse, physical, emotional, sexual, all types of abuse. So what I've learned and seen through living through the heart is that the foundation of human life is chemical, and using our interior, our instruments, to cultivate an elevated emotion means you have created a cushion to be able to fulfill the actions that you have not created, that are going to make you feel vulnerable or that you fear to do. Living through the heart gives you the energy to fulfill the actions you need to fulfill, to A, overcome past experiences, and B, go towards and tackle the things that you need to do in your life to complete the life that you want. And today I'm going to share with you how opening myself up to this dimension has bettered my intelligence. Well, intelligence is not a tangible thing, correct? Well, not until we manifest it into a degree or something like that. But for the most part, we can agree that intelligence, is something very abstract. So I'm going to try to do my best to share with you how my intelligence has bettered. But a lot of this, I'm just going to tell you, revolves around mindset, right? So let's look back at it. For me, living through the heart means cultivating an elevated emotion. So the person that knows that the human experience accepts that life's experience is within, well, are they going to create an experience of joy and happiness or sorrow and misery? The answer is obvious, correct? So having this foundation for life, your mindset starts to change. So my mindset about money has changed. Now, I don't think money is the most important thing, but nor do I have no importance for money. I see that my personal interior state of being is first and foremost, but next is money. Because it is true, money will not buy happiness, but happiness will not buy food, will not buy shelter, water, etc. So money is very important. Number two on the most important list for myself. My mindset with my health has changed. And this is all part of my intelligence growing. Why has my health bettered? How has my intelligence changed in aspect to my health? Well, I decided that this is the only instrument, this whole body and everything inside of it is the instrument, the vessel that I have to create. So I decided, well, let me start feeding and fueling this body with alkaline foods that have live enzymes, which are the same proteins of the stomach. So then the digestion process, so then the extraction of nutrients, of proteins, of positive bacteria are better. And then I started having goals, right? Because I have a dream, as I've had a dream for a long time. But a dream without goals is a balloon, a helium balloon just floating. Wherever the wind goes, so does the balloon go. But now I have plans. Why? Because I have this filter to not have anxieties about my future. So I can say, I'm going to do this, and then after this, I want to do this, and then this. And also, I have the emotional cushion to be able to fulfill these goals. Why? Because I'm not in fear. I'm not living in fear and insecurity. No, I'm living through an elevated emotion, through love and passion and so forth. Well, in my work, I still have a 9 to 5 corporate job, an ethical family. How has my intelligence better? Where I used to only do what was required or what was requested, now I give 100% Why? Well, like Grant Cardone says, if you want to earn more money, you have to give more value. The only way to earn more is to give more value. And do you know what? My mindset has changed because now I don't give in response as to what I believe I'm going to receive. No, no, no. Now I give to simply give. And I don't care about the results because independent of the results, I'm going to be me. My interior is set. I am affecting my biochemistry consciously. So if I give 100% and I don't get the full bonus this month, guess what? Nothing changed about me. Guess what? I give 100%. Guess what? I created the neural network of what it takes to give 100%. So what does that mean? Next month and the month after, I can come back and keep going after my corporate world, objectives and metrics. So I understand what I am. I understand how I got where I am and how I'm going to continue moving towards the life that I want. I understand a little bit about the brain. I'm not going to get into it, but if you want to know more, if you want to dive deep into metacognition, neurogenesis, epigenetics, the placebo effect, did I say metacognition? All of these things that are important, how memories are stored in the brain. What is a paradigm? What is your personality? How do stress hormones impact our body? I'll give you one, just a little nugget, right? We're in the holiday season, so I'll give you one. It's a fact. The long-term effects of stress downregulate genes and create disease. Long-term effects. Because the size of the neocortex, we can turn on the stress response just by thought alone. We think about our problems and we turn on those chemicals. That means then our thoughts can make us sick. Everybody, I believe half of the population knows this already, but because we don't have the instruments, the insight, the knowledge as to what's on the flip side. Well, what is on the flip side? If we can accept, and it is a fact, that our thoughts can make us sick, can our thoughts make us well? The answer, as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, absolutely yes. So this is very closely connected to epigenetics. But I am confident in the person I am. I am confident in my ability to create the life that I want. Why? Because I am slowly walking the steps. Like Earl Nightingale says in his audio, The Strangest Secret. The problem is, well, let me digress. Success means having a worthy ideal and progressively moving in that direction. So the person that wants to be a musician and is singing in the shower, is singing in front of his family, is recording on his computer, and he's working progressively towards his end goal is a success. I am a success because I have my end goal and I am progressively moving in that direction. So I am confident in my ability. This is something that I did not have prior to living through the heart. I didn't know I was depressed. I didn't know that I had anxieties. I didn't know how sad I really was until I started living through my heart, opening myself up to this dimension of life and seeing my shadows, seeing who I was or who I am still am and changing. Mindset, in terms of mindset, being humble. I thought I was humble because I would, save money or, I don't even know what I used to think humbleness was. But I know now that what it means to be humble is to be able to stand alone but not point the finger at those that can. I know that being humble to me means being as powerful as I can, being the best version of myself, but accepting to love and nurture and care and cultivate other people. That is what being humble to me means. Because a lot of people think you can't have money if you're humble. You can't be powerful. You can't be intelligent. You must not be happy if you're humble. No, that's a lie. The only way you're going to receive and create value for yourself is for taking care of yourself. But a lot of people, whenever we hear, I take care of myself first, we think, oh, this guy's a narcissist, oh, this guy is an a-hole, or this guy is whatever. But the simple fact is, we're not looking at the full picture. Because who am I? So I have to sit down and decide what characteristics, what thoughts do I want to fire off today? What actions do I want to demonstrate? And it wasn't in the pandemic that I decided, very much in debt, I decided, you know what? So I live in Honduras, and I started giving away 5 units of currency, so 5 lempiras. I carry these in my wallet every single day. I make sure that I have money to give every single day before leaving the house. And I make sure that I cultivate my community of ineffable family. I make sure that I cultivate friendships. I make sure that I care for myself and for my family and my partner. But if I simply tell you I take care of myself first, you're going to think I'm an asshole. You're going to think I'm a narcissist. But you or we don't dive deep into what it means. A lot of successful people claim this, that they take care of themselves first. But we fail to ask us the question, well, what is yourself? For me, it's myself. It's my dream. It's my partner. It's society. Those are the fundamental things that I am building. Those are the thoughts and the actions that I'm demonstrating. So I am humble because I'm going to take care of myself. But just remember that there are extensions of me. And, well, I kind of touched on it, but creating valuable friendships. I mean, this is part of being intelligent. Where in the past, my only friendships were simple, let's hang out and smoke a joint, or let's drink, or, I come from Dallas, Texas, whatever that kind of world that I used to live in, that was it. There was no depth. There was no trust. There was nothing to these relationships. Now, I have people around me that share in my vision, where I share in their visions, and we cultivate and we applaud each other for every single accomplishment. And I have a vision and I have a plan of how I'm going to create what I want to create. I have a 2-year plan that I'm working towards. As at the same time, I'm working towards my 5-year and my 10-year plan, and continue down the road until eventually I am going to complete the things that I want to complete, because I am in the present moment completing the things that I have to complete today to complete the next thing. All of this is how your intelligence begins to change. So I want to leave us with one thing: neurogenesis. Dr. Joe Dispenza has done substantial research on the effects of meditation, of breathing, of living through the heart. And in one of his studies where he researched 7,500 different gene expressions. And whenever we see in terms of neurogenesis, which is the growth of new neurons in response to novel experience and learning, well, just think about it. You may not understand what I'm saying, but intellectually, you understand these words. I am cultivating an elevated emotion. I am changing my biochemistry. What does this mean? Intellectually, oh, well, then he must be making himself feel happy by using his conscious intelligence. Simple as that, right? Well, this has results. You're not just going to stay the same person as you were 5 days ago, 5 years ago. If you're living through the heart, there have to be changes. And we can look at neurogenesis, which again is the response, the ability to create new neurons in response to novel experience and learning. So from whenever you are freed from the chains of the past and the anxieties of the future, well, you're living, creating a new experience. So your brain is receiving different signals, emotional signals from the body. So then you have new decisions to make. And these decisions are going to create different actions. And these actions, different emotions. And this is the cycle of life. And there's so much more information that I can dive deep into. But if you want to know more, then I invite you to join me this Saturday, the last Saturday of this month, on the masterclass that I deliver, free masterclass on how to live through the heart. There's so much more information I can tell you, how my memory has bettered. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a medical expert, but I can stand in the room and hold my ground with these people. Why? Because my body is in constant state of pleasure, of happiness, of peace. So whenever I read a medical document, whenever I read scientific investigations in scientific journals about the placebo effect, about neurogenesis, about metacognition, about epigenetics, Well, just give me one day. Just let me just read this like one day and tomorrow, and for the rest of my life, like I'm going to be able to share with you all of this new science and everything that I've read. And I know this is huge for me personally because my whole life I was only able to remember two numbers. Well, why? I only knew my mom's number and my father's number. I didn't even know my house number. Why? Well, you can just say, oh, you didn't try enough, or Luis, you're just not intelligent, or Luis, you're stupid, or whatever we want to say. But the simple fact is that traumatic experiences have an impact on the brain. So we have the two hemispheres, right? So whenever we look at what hemisphere is in relation to traumatic experiences, well, that we see that our memory retention is hindered. The right hemisphere is not being able to, I can't recite these things, right? But now, because I'm changing neuroplasticity, I'm changing the neural networks, I'm changing my neurochemistry, I'm able now to start creating the foundation so that my brain can retain information. This is why I am so passionate and believe wholeheartedly in what it means to live through the heart. Because in my life, I have received substantial amount of benefits. And I've shared with those other people, and they're receiving the same results. And if you're not a believer in me, well, I'm not the only one. We have doctors, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. Joe Dispenza. We have amazing people. Sadhguru, one of my greatest mentors, just to name a few. But ineffable being, this has been the fourth video, if I'm not mistaken, on my results of living through the heart. My purpose with this series is for you to dive deep with me of what it means to live through the heart. So perhaps I ignite interest inside of you to take charge of your platform, to take charge of your thoughts, emotions, energy, and body, to hear what is possible beyond fear. What is possible beyond fear means, okay, I have instruments. Let me see what happens if I do this or if I use them this way. Because you have everything you need right now in the present moment to create pleasantness within and pleasantness in your external world. And it is my wish and my hope and my passion that we can all experience this in our lives. Ineffable being, please put down in the comments if you're enjoying this series, if you've enjoyed this video and received value. And also share with me if this was a waste of your time and you did not receive value. Put down in the comments, what topics would you like for me to cover in the future? Give this video a big thumbs up and stay tuned for tomorrow's episode on sexual transmutation. It's going to be a powerful, amazing video. Ineffable being, I hope to see you there. Goodbye.